New podcasts are popping up seemingly every day, and podcasters should be asking the question, how long should my show be? Podcasting, like any creative endeavor, is all about being flexible. You need to know your audience and build a relationship with them.
So pick me. Choose me. Love me.
When it comes to creating a successful podcast, there's no shortage of topics to study, outlines to write, podcast music to choose, and recording software to learn. And if you want to make your show something people will subscribe to, you've got to match your listeners' expectations. An easy way to do this is by respecting your audience's time. So if you want to find the sweet spot in your show's episode length, here are 3 tips that will hopefully help you determine how long your podcast show should be. Number 3, follow your outline. Consistency is the key to creating a successful podcast and a faithful audience. Listeners expect a certain level of routine in just about every piece of a show: audio, volume, quality, content, genre, episode frequency, etc. And the same thing applies to episode length.
Consistency matters more than intensity.
This is where the all-important podcast outline document comes into play. Successful shows use a moderator or a producer to steer the conversation and keep track of the runtime.
There's never any time.
And they can be as simple or complex as you want, whether that's bullet points, detailed jokes, or interview questions. Number 2, do your research. We live in a time when there's tracking data available on just about everything. So based on research from 2018, the median podcast length is 38 minutes and 42 seconds. And the same study showed that top 400 shows have a median episode length of 47 minutes and 30 seconds. These numbers give a broad overview, but those same statistics show that different genres average different episode lengths. So it's up to you to get to know your corner of the podcast market and figure out how you'll fit in. Before we give you number 1, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notifications button so that you get notified the second a new video drops. Okay, so back to it. Number 1, satisfy your audience. Most podcast hosting services provide all kinds of analytics on how people listen. So if you hope to grow your podcast into something more professional than a casual chat with your friends,
some people are going to be working this weekend.
You can't afford not to review that data. Some of the most valuable feedback you can get is information about your audience and how they listen. When we chat with people in person, most of us can pick up on nonverbal cues, like when a conversation gets boring or lasts too long. Data from a podcast hosting site provides similar insight. All right, creatives, thanks for watching. For a slightly deeper dive into this topic, make sure you hit the blog in our description. And until next time, keep creating.